Welcome to another episode of the Couch Bros NFL Show. This is our Week 5 recap show. Normally, we just have me and Rod on to discuss our favorite pastime, a.k.a. football. However, this is a special episode. There's going to be a guest on the couch, a longtime guest on the couch in the making with our good friend, the homie from way back, Jon Mac, Mr. Jon McDonald. Big Red is in the building. Go ahead and give a round of applause for the Big Red. Jon Mac, what's up, baby?
Not much. How's it going, everybody? Happy to be here, man. It's been a long time.
Bro, I'm so happy to have you on, bro, because just on fuck the football, I'm just happy to have you on, bro, because you one of the dopest people I've ever met. It's always a party when we get together, bro.
Yeah, I miss everybody a lot, man. I hope everybody's doing good, and it's just nice to feels like I'm on the couch with you guys when I'm listening to the show, so I'm glad I get to be a part of it.
Man, you literally our day one supporter, bro. Like, you've been here with the mud from us before we could figure this out, before we got it polished, before we even knew what the fuck we were doing, bro. You've been here supporting us.
Happy to do it, man. It's good content.
Happy to have you on. Rod, man, what's up, baby?
Hey, you already know my boy. I'm happy to have J Mac on. We're brothers in arms in terms of parties way back, and in terms of our teams destroying our morale and our hearts. I'm glad I can share that pain with someone on this Monday, man.
Speaking of your teams breaking your morale, man, let's get right into it, bro. So we had another crushing loss for your team, the Lions, Jon Mac, and then we just had a complete slobber knocker clobbering of your team, Rod, the Miami Dolphins, bro, by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, bro. So where do y'all want to go? Y'all want to start with Dolphins? Y'all want to start Lions? Because it's both painful either way.
You know what, man? We have our guest here, man. Go ahead, man. You can take the lead, John. I know you're
Anytime. I'll always go through the doorway first on this. Pain, bro. It's pain. You know, I've been a Lions fan my entire life, like all Detroit sports fans, and you know, we used to have hockey to look forward to every year. The Lions were just kind of a meme, but it seems like more insulting now as I get older, because it's abysmal, man. You know, if not like the injuries, bro, like there's the hope just gets snuffed out every week leading up to Sunday, and it's got to get better, because it's pretty bad.
You're gonna get a win. Like the team fights.
Yes.
I've never cared about the Lions at any point in my life. I'm starting to feel like I'm a fan, or I'm rooting for you guys, because I just see how hard that everybody wants to get this win, bro. Like, you guys are really fighting for Dan Campbell.
The week prior, you know, week 4 was a real kick in the gut. I fucking hate the Bears, bro. The Vikings have always just been like the team that, you know, beats us sometimes if we need a win in the division. And, you know, they're kind of the gatekeepers for us as far as like competing with the Packers most years. Losing to the Vikings in that fashion it was devastating, bro. I was so happy when they pulled that drive off, man. And I saw there was 37 seconds and my heart sank.
And the crazy part about that is that y'all let Kirk Cousins do that. Like, I could sleep better if it was Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert, bro. Not Kirk Cousins, dog. Like, come on, bro.
I've been trying to tell myself all week that Kirk Cousins is a good quarterback. It's just, you know, you come to Detroit and get a couple points, man. That's just how it's kind of been.
Okay, so on a pot. Oh, sorry, no. Finish your thought. Sorry to cut you off.
Well, I'd like to talk about some positives too. I was pretty much done on that, man. I'll go first, dude. Deandre Swift. There is a lot of hate in that man, and he brings it to every handoff he gets, man. He trucked somebody, dude. Like, I understand that we're probably not going to go for any real quarterback in free agency or something like that. I think we're just riding the golf train into the ground at this point. It's kind of hard to look at like the individual efforts going on and just realizing that due to injuries and just pure shit luck, man, these guys just can't get a win yet. And I hope it really, really turns around, because it's got to be hard for them.
No, hard for them is an understatement, bro. Like, this is why I wanted to ask you this question, because Dan Campbell broke me, bro. Seeing that man cry, and you could feel like he doesn't care about winning for himself. He really wants to win for the guys, bro, which is why I kind of become a fan on the low, because, like, Rod, you know Dan Campbell, bro. He was your interim coach. I want to say 2011, whatever year it was. I'm not sure.
It was like 2014, 2015-ish run.
I remember that. Yeah.
You both are familiar with Dan Campbell. So, Rob, from your perspective, what do you see that's different from Dan Campbell back then when he was the interim coach for you guys, and what do you see that's different or similar to the Dan Campbell that we're seeing right now?
Well, I mean, given with the experience that he had then and now, I mean, I think it's become clear he's definitely a better head coach. The Lions look like a team that could be good, man. It just seems like their luck is on the outs. But if there's one thing I could say about him, that's a very strong quality. He is a leader of men, bro. Like Dan Campbell, I remember because you got to remember Dan Campbell was the interim coach for Joe Philbin. Dude, that's like flipping a coin, bro. That's going literally from heads to tails. So we went from Queasy Joe to fucking fiery Dan Campbell, and I remember the first 2 games he was coach, the Dolphins played out of their minds. We had like a 44 to almost nothing win against the Texans. Nigga, like
I remember that. Yeah, I was fired up for that one too. I've always got love for the Dolphins, man. I remember watching that game and bro, he was like so animated on the sidelines, and I didn't know who he was, if I'm being honest. So I went to, I got buddies at the bar I watched the games with on Sundays, and I was like, "Who's this asshole?" And they're like, "Oh, it's Dan Campbell. He's doing his best, man. He's fired up," and it was fun to watch, man. You guys went crazy there for a couple weeks straight. It was cool to watch.
Yeah,
I hope that I can see the inspiration, dude, because we weren't getting this kind of like effort, I feel like, the past few seasons. And even though this is a team that's, young, inexperienced, just undercoached, whatever you want to call it, for the past few years, like they're playing with grit, and that's about all that's all I want from any team that I want to be a fan of. You know what I mean? It's one thing to try your best to lose a game, but going out there and going through the motions like we were kind of doing when we had Matt Stafford and especially fucking Matt Patricia, who's, if it's okay, I'd like to not say that name for the rest of the cast. But they're trying every week that they go out there, and that's something that I can at least look forward to because it's fun to watch them. It's fun to watch them play.
Well, I mean, and that's a part of the Dan Campbell effect, man. That's one thing I could really give the guy. Like, he knows how to motivate players. He knows how to get the best out of his guys. He knows how to get them emotionally invested. And you can see that on the field, man. Like, the Lions lay it out on the field. Like, they're not a team that goes out there and, even though they were 0-4 going in, they were playing like a team that was 4-0. You know what I'm saying? Like, they really wanted to beat the Vikings, man. And that's one credit I could give to Dan Campbell. At the time he became our interim coach, I think he was promoted from being like the tight ends coach. Like, he wasn't someone with a lot of experience at the time, but he went to New Orleans. He studied under Sean Payton, and now he got his own gig again. And, it seemed he has the same beats. He has the same style of football that I would expect from a guy like him. He wants to run the ball. When you have a quarterback like Goff, you're going to probably be more conservative than not. I haven't really gotten a chance to really watch Goff like that. I mean, that's one thing I wanted to ask you about, J Mac, because, I know that you just first of all, this is a 2-part question, right? And I know we're going to get into your fandom later, but I was just really curious about this. What are your thoughts on Matt Stafford now that he's with the Rams, bro? Like, what do you think about that?
I have nothing but love for Matt Stafford, bro. I was hoping we would touch on this because, I mean, if you would look at the majority of Lions fans, there's some bad blood. But that man gave us the best years of his career, bro. And we pissed it away for him. So if I can see Matt Stafford go on and do big things, then I'd be happy for him. But I will say it hurt. Like the first, their opening game, I can't remember who Chicago. They played, but yeah, Chicago. Yeah, it was. That's right. And dude, it was his opening throw, and he dropped like a 55-yard bomb on Chicago's secondary. And I just looked like at the TV and shook my head and went back to doing my job. It was like I watched every time I looked up, Matt Stafford was playing Gunslinger on TV, and I'm just like I gotta change the channel, bro. I can't watch this.
Yeah, fuck it, we're already here now, so let's just go on full Lions talk, right? So, think about it. This is a franchise, and how far back does your fandom go?
I remember Thanksgiving. One of the only times I've seen us like win Thanksgiving game, but it was Joey Harrington was our quarterback. Joey got hurt and they sent Charlie Batch in. Now, Charlie Batch.
Oh my God, I forgot Charlie Batch played for the Lions, bro. I only remember him with the Steelers, bro.
He was in his retirement tour, bro, and he stayed with us for like 2 seasons as our backup. Even got like a couple of, like starts, due to injuries, because Joey was so fragile. But Charlie Batch played like an absolute fucking stud every drive for us, man. This is a dude like in his like mid 30s, like doing QB sneaks on the 6-yard line, like against like a I can't remember the other team, but bro, he was getting beat up bad, and we ended up coming out with the win.
All right, so are you a first generation? Are you second generation Lions fan? Is this a family thing? Was this passed down to you?
Oh yeah, definitely passed down. All of my dad's side of the family. It wasn't really football in the family until my dad's father moved to Detroit with him and my grandma. And they sucked then, they suck now. It's just kind of been, dude. I don't even know if my dad watches any NFL anymore, man. He's been pretty jaded by the Lions before, and I think the last time I watched a Lions game with him was no, that's right, I remember it exactly. It was Calvin Johnson, the football move, bro, when he pushed himself up with the ball in the end zone
against the Bears. It always comes back to the Bears with this team and you, bro. Like,
yeah, it's there's a reason I hate them. I won't even talk about the Packers. Fuck you, Justin Mullen. But the Bears are they're always the most sinister like villains. I expect us to lose the Packers.
Okay, so all right,
we lose the Vikings, whatever. But like the Bears, I know are a tangible goal, and if we can beat the Bears before the end of the season, I'll be happy, pig and shit.
All right, so so your fandom is marred and nothing but misery. There's a lot of lows, but take me through some of the highs, right? Because for all it's worth, there was a time where your team was actually drafting good players, right? You had Kenny Golladay. You had, at one point, Reggie Bush. You had, well, not drafted, but you had talent. You had Golden Tate.
Yes.
You had Calvin Johnson, obviously, first ballot Hall of Famer. You had Matt Stafford. You brought his name up earlier, Deandre Swift. There was a lot of good players that you guys had, and there had to be some good moments in between all of the trash.
Yeah, it's, there have been some really good times, and it's like, deprivation just makes it that much sweeter when you do get a win in, obviously. But watching Calvin Johnson and Matt Stafford when they were rookies, man, that's some of the best football I've ever seen, bro. Because watching defenses scramble to cover a 19-year-old kid that can throw the ball 100 yards and a 7-foot wide receiver, a 4-second 40, that's magical, bro. Like watching everybody on their heels when those two got together for a good game was good football. And I'll always remember those years. It's a shame that it didn't really click for us then, because I feel like that was one of our best shots.
This is the parallel that I want to bring up in regards to both of you guys, right? Because it speaks to being a fan of a team that's not the team of the division, right? So, Rod, you know this all too well. For 20 years, your team was never the team in the division. And it's the same thing for you, Jon Mac, as a fan, because your team was never going to be the team of the division. You had Aaron Rodgers to deal with.
Yeah.
And before that, he had Favre.
Yeah, and then you had Brett Favre before that.
Favre, yeah.
Let me ask y'all a question. Is there like a little brother syndrome that you guys think you've developed as fans?
Nah, I mean, I get the gist of what you're saying. I mean, I definitely spent many years. Well, here's the thing. First of all, I'm not a very optimistic Dolphins fan most years. So I went into the season thinking we were going to be shit anyway. But even the very few times where I might have been excited about us, I always thought to myself, like, yo, we got to take down the Patriots. Because one thing about us and the Patriots, I don't know as much for the Packers and the Lions, but we actually had Tom Brady's number almost every time he came to Miami. We probably have the best winning percentage against this nigga, bro, which is actually kind of funny. But going into the season, man, we always knew the Patriots were gonna go to New England and get our asses kicked. And it's funny that Jon Mac has such a strong distaste for the Bears, because the way he feels about the Bears is exactly how I felt about the Jets, bro. Because when it came to the Bills were always irrelevant. So I didn't have that hatred for them like maybe the 90s and 80s Dolphins fans would. But when it comes to the Jets, bro, like to see their misery, dog, that's what gave me life as a Dolphins fan, because I had to worry about the Patriots stacking fucking rings, and the more rings they win, the more shit they're gonna talk, bro. I lived in Boston for 3 years, man. It was unbearable, bro. It was I couldn't talk sports with these niggas, dog. Once they knew I was a Dolphins fan, they just attacked me, dog. Yeah, so it's just, but nah, man, that shit sucks, man. When you go into the season and it's just like you're always looking up to fucking the big dog and fucking thing. I mean, now it's the Bills. It looks like the Bills might be the top dog in the division for some years to come. I mean, we'll see, but yeah, man, it's definitely a shitty place to be in.
Yeah, I'd have to agree, man. It's kind of crazy. I didn't really think about the parallels of the divisions, but I mean, the Patriots were for so long what the Packers were in the NFC North, and then you got the Bills just kind of there and an annoying little pest, and that was kind of like the Vikings for us. And then you got the Jets and the Bears, and I just their misery just, it fuels me, and I feel like both of us, our fandom, relies heavily on spite. Because if I can ruin something for the Bears or the Packers, absolutely. But if the Vikings win the division, I'm just kind of I just kind of like, all right, cool, yeah, good for them.
Yeah, nah, facts, bro. Yeah, that's exactly how I feel about the Bills.
Yeah, I don't hate them. I'm just kind of indifferent, and they're a spunky little team too, man. They look pretty good. They play hard, and I wouldn't be mad about them going for it at all. I also don't live down south anymore, and I don't really have a lot of Bills fans around, so I've kind of forgotten how obnoxious they can be to a certain extent.
They can be, they throw each other through fucking tables for fun, bro. They're as obnoxious as can be, bro. But speaking on the topic of the Bills, man, let's actually transition, bro. Let's talk some actual football for this past week, bro. So we had Bills, Chiefs, we had Chargers, Browns. Like, this was probably one of the most exciting weeks of football that I can remember, and it's crazy because I literally said that last week, bro. This season has been amazing in so many different ways, dog. Like, any observation in regards to the Bills and Chiefs last night? Because that was a big Sunday night game. I know it did a bunch of numbers. Unfortunately, it was kind of marred by a ridiculously long weather delay. But overall, what did you guys think of that game? Starting with you, Jon Mac.
I was just saying I do like the Bills, and I was kind of surprised. It seemed like Patrick Mahomes he didn't look like he was on it last night at all, man. I watched him miss a couple of easy passes. It was just kind of hard to tell, and I was working, so maybe I did miss a few moments of brilliance there. But even watching the highlights, it just seemed like things weren't clicking for him like they usually are. And I wanted to see the Chiefs put up a better fight, but the Bills were just dominating, man.
Rod?
To be honest with you, we knew going into this game that like the Chiefs defense was a concern for them. And I think this was the game that really showed us that when it comes to the playoffs, the Chiefs won't be the Titan, the juggernaut that we have seen them to be these past few years. Because at the end of the day, the one thing I can say about this game, a lot of people are going to be asking what's wrong with the Chiefs, what's going on with them. At the end of the day, they're another football team. I mean, they had an incredible high for like 3 years, and in their own way, they're falling back to the pack. And it showed against Buffalo, man. Like, Buffalo just looked like an all-around better team. At the end of the day, Josh Allen is not as good as Mahomes, but if you have a quarterback, and we've seen it all season long. We saw it with the Ravens against the Chiefs. We saw it with the Chargers against the Chiefs. If you have a quarterback that could compete against Mahomes, and you have the better team, you could beat them. And Buffalo put on a fucking. I mean, I've been singing Buffalo's defense. Buffalo's defense is for real, bro. Like, that is not like, bro. They lead the league in turnovers. They forced 4 more turnovers last night. They were fucking. I mean, they held the Chiefs to 20 points, man. And the Chiefs are a team that we know can even on their worst days can regularly put up 30, 35 points. I was impressed by the way the Bills performed last night. They went in there, and we know one of the biggest monkeys on their back was can they get over the hump? And it seems like the Chiefs, man. Like obviously Pat Mahomes is still amazing. Tyreek Hill and the boys are still good, but it's showing more and more that teams have kind of figured them out a little bit. One thing that I noticed, especially with the Chiefs too, is because they don't really have a running game, teams have kind of figured, you know what? All we have to really do is send 2 safeties back there and fucking let's see what happens, dog. And they're forcing the Chiefs to make the conservative play. And Mahomes has been such a magician that he's always going to try some shit. And he even got some passes off last night, but you also see that it comes back to bite him. But all in all, it was an impressive win by the Bills, man. I kind of hate the fact that they've become this fucking good. And Josh Allen, for what it's worth, had a pretty damn good performance. He showed up in a big game, which was something that I was looking to see. But on the other hand, I mean, it's the fucking Chiefs defense, bro. If you don't show up against them, you trash.
Nah, most def. Like, one of the funny things about, or not funny, but one of the most alarming or interesting things in regards to Patrick Mahomes, his last 14 games, he has 13 picks. Like, it's a lot of those things that he's been able to get away with because he's just unbelievably talented, just once in a lifetime talented, that he can do things that you're not supposed to do as a quarterback. Like, there are times where I watch him play quarterback and he does everything wrong mechanically, bro. And it just goes 50 yards directly into somebody's hands with perfect accuracy, dog. It's just like, all right, bro, you got it, right? Now, I do think because he feels that he's in a position where he hasn't been in probably since, actually never. His defense has never been this bad. He's had mediocre defenses probably his first 2 years. And he had a solid defense the year they won the Super Bowl. This defense is atrocious. So I feel like he's starting to press, right? And I feel like everybody's starting to press. And you're getting in a situation where they've lost all the games that they lost. They've had 4 turnovers in all of the games that they've lost so far. 4 against the Chargers, 4 against the Ravens, 4 against the Bills, and then 4 against the other team that they lost to that's escaping me right now. And it is funny that we're in a situation where football happens to every team, every organization, anybody who's ever played, except for fucking Tom Brady. Football just doesn't happen to him, dog. Just doesn't happen to Tom Brady, bro.
You know what? Football happened to him in the worst way. He just got hurt for a year. They were just like, you know what? We'll never make you bad enough to be second in your division, so we'll just take you out. That's what football does.
Speaking of other teams that are looking good, we'll go to another team that's in actually the AFC West, the Chiefs division. The Chargers, man. Chargers Brown, bro. How did you catch that game? I know I caught the game. It was unbelievable, but that was probably the best game since that Chiefs LA game in 2018, bro. But did any of you guys catch that game?
I watched the highlights on it, man, and I'm so impressed by the Browns, dude. The way that they turned that around. I liked the toughness of that game, man. From the highlights, it looked like the Browns were holding on for so long, but the Chargers just pulled it off on them, man.
Bro, it's one of those things where the highlights don't do the game justice. And normally I don't say that because the highlights are the highlights for a reason. You get all the good parts of a game without the bad parts of a game. But that was a game that you had to just see it because every play something stupid or ridiculous happened, bro. There was a 70-yard... Okay, put it like this. Baker Mayfield had 305 yards passing. 205 of the 305 yards of his passing came after the catch, bro. Like, he didn't have a good game, bro, but he just had good stats. Like, everybody else did the work for him. His Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt were amazing. Austin Eckler was amazing. Keenan Allen was amazing. Mike Williams was amazing. There's a reason why both teams scored over 40 points. I don't know if it was just incredible offense or just terrible defense on both parts. Like, it was just one of those games where it didn't feel like nobody deserved to lose. And that's what made it so interesting, bro. That's how I took it. Like, you got to think about it. The Chargers put up 24 points in the fourth quarter. Like, that's some shit that's Peyton Manning-esque. Like, are we at the point where Justin Herbert is fucking Peyton Manning now? Like, this is crazy. This is madness. And, Rod, I'm so sorry, bro. I don't mean to talk about Justin Herbert like that, bro. That's a soft spot for you.
Herb, man, it's funny that you mentioned it, man, because, you know, I caught some of that game. I was watching Red Zone, so I didn't get the full game. But Red Zone showed, I mean, this game was a fucking slobber knocker, nigga. So you got to see a good amount of it on Red Zone. It's funny, man. I can't, like, at the end of the day, when Herbert was coming out, like, nobody saw this shit coming because Oregon, for whatever reason, I don't know, you know what? Fuck Oregon. Because Oregon hit this nigga from the world, dog. And the Chargers fucking, you know what I'm saying? The Dolphins had a chance to get him. And every time I watch this nigga, I still believe Tua could be a good quarterback, but he's not going to be Herbert, bro. I'm watching Herbert, and I'm like, out of this class, he's the guy. Like, you know, every class that has a guy, you know who that guy is. He's the guy out of this class, no matter what. Because even Joe Burrow, he was impressed. He was. I'm not gonna say he was impressive, but he played solid for the most part against the Packers. He looks like he could be the guy for the Bengals. He's keeping them in the games. But Herbert, is like Herbert is the guy from this class. Like you can see it, and watching the game is just. This is how I know when you watch Justin Herbert, and this is only an effect that a handful of quarterbacks have. The Chargers are not out of it, bro. Like no matter who they play, no matter what the situation is, the Chargers are never out of it. And mind you, I got to give props to the Browns too because I think the Chargers have a pretty good defense. And the Browns, that running game is ridiculous. Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt are like that. I can't remember the last running back duo that was this fucking potent, nigga. I think you got to go back to that Jets team that fucking that went to the AFC Championship game with that had I forgot the nigga's name, bro. But those two running backs that Rex Ryan had, that's the last like duo of running backs I can remember that would just that could take over a game regardless of the quarterback. It's funny, man. Baker is definitely eating behind having a good team, but you can see the difference in the quarterbacks when you watch the game. Like Justin Herbert is the engine of the team. Baker Mayfield is just driving a fucking Ferrari. You know what I'm saying? And it was very evident in this game, but regardless, it made for an excellent style of fights. I mean, the game was back and forth. You don't get too many football games that are back and forth, blow for blow like this. Like it was like watching a fucking movie, a main event, bro. Like it was great, and it's beautiful. And part of what makes this season so great, Herb, because every week we're saying it's the best week. We're watching the changing of the guard and all these young teams, and we're seeing the future of the league. We're seeing the future stars, the future dynasties, the future champions, dog. And that game was reminiscent of a playoff game. And we could get that matchup in the playoffs this year.
Nah, I need that. That was some fire dope, bro. That shit was straight from the Philippines, baby. That shit hit my veins hard. I needed some more of that ASAP, dog. Real quick though, we talked a lot about the Lions. We talked a lot about a couple of games this week. Rob, we do have to talk about your Dolphins though. We definitely have to break down that Dolphins game. I didn't forget about you, dog. You ain't running from this, bro. The world needs this, brother. Go ahead, bro. Rod, let me go ahead and cook and set you up so you can knock it out of the park, man. This is my perspective on that Tampa Bay Buccaneers Dolphins game, right? I'm watching the game, obviously the local team, so that's going to be the game that I get locally. And the game was going back and forth. At one point, I was like, oh, my God, because I think the Dolphins scored first. So I think they were up 7-3 at one point, and then it was 7-10, and they just kept going back and forth. And there was at one point where it was 17-24. And I'm like, all right, cool. But then, me, I got a baby on the way, so I had to do a lot of running around. So I didn't actually get to finish that game. And I go through my day. I get home about 4 o'clock. The game's over. And for whatever reason, I completely forgot about the game. So I go on my score app to go look at the score. Now, there's nothing that you could have told me to prepare me to see that final score, bro. And I text you. I said, wait, what? It ended 45-17. So please fill me in, Rod. What the hell happened from 24-17 to 45-17? Please fill in the blank, sir.
I mean, Herb, so one of the themes of this season that I've had on this podcast is I've been railing on the offense. I've been giving the offense some shit. And technically I could give them some shit because after we scored to make it 17-24, our offense just stalled the rest of the game. Like we couldn't do anything the rest of the game. And part of that is offensive line. Part of that is Jacoby Brissett being inaccurate and just an overall bad backup. There's a lot of factors you can put into that. But you know what, Herb? I gotta for the first. I haven't really gone in on these niggas because in the games prior, I saw how they performed. I saw how the offense was performing, so I gave them the benefit of the doubt. I'm not giving these niggas the benefit of the doubt this week, Herb. Our defense is awful, bro. Dude, you would have thought, bro. I'm gonna go through some of the stats of this game, bro. I was gonna say this with bad dope. They're just a nominee, just a preview. But I got it, bro. We allowed the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to get 33 first downs, bro. We allowed these niggas to get 558 total fucking yards. 8 of 11 on third down, my nigga. Tom Brady had 5 touchdowns over 400 yards passing, my guy. Now let me show you some of these scores these niggas got, Herb. Woo, look at this one, bro. Look at this one. Antonio Brown, 62-yard touchdown pass from Tom Brady. Oh, you want to know who's guarding him?
Xavier Howard.
Xavier Howard. Antonio Brown, 4-yard pass. Oh, here's another one. Mike Evans, 34-yard pass from Tom Brady. Mike Evans, 22-yard pass. And you want to know the niggas guarding Mike Evans and Antonio Brown? Byron Jones and Xavier Howard. Like, bro, our defense couldn't do any. I've never seen our defense just not do anything, bro. Like, it was crazy. I don't even know if the niggas had to punt at all in this game, bro. Like, it was just drive after drive of Tom Brady just surgically destroying us, dog. And it was like our corner stood no chance. Emmanuel Ogbah is rated by PFF as the 6th best pass rusher in football, and you couldn't even tell because our corners were getting beat so fast that it didn't matter, dog. Like, it's crazy, dog, because every week is something new with this team. We finally got some semblance of offense. We were able to move the ball. The Dolphins decided to make a few changes on the offensive line. We kick Eichenberg out to left tackle. We move Austin Jackson in at left guard. Spoiler alert, he allowed 4 pressures, so I don't know what good that did. But at the end of the day, the offensive line, for what it's worth, definitely looked a little better. Doesn't matter when you have Jacoby Brissett as your quarterback. Bro, I feel so bad for our receivers, dog. Like, nobody on fantasy, like, every Dolphins receiver is on the waiver wire right now, bro. Because these niggas ain't getting no stats, bro. We ain't getting no stats. Our offensive coordinators refuse to run the ball. I'll give him credit because we had something going early, but when it became apparent that it was gonna be a shootout, it was like our offense remembered, like, oh, we're actually not that good, and then we just couldn't score anymore, bro. Like, it was like every week I watch this team, and it's just something new. And the defense was something that, like, I know defense changes from year to year, and I wasn't expecting us to be as good. I mean, God damn it, Herb, our turnover streak is over. 26 straight games with a turnover, dead. And I feel like this is just the beginning of the end, bro. Like, this season, bro, we're 1-4, man. Like, this is, and I mean, the silver lining is Tua is supposed to be back next week, but is Tua even good enough to carry a team this bad? Like, it seems like we're bad in all facets, and we just regress, bro. It's just, I don't even know what to say about the team because I think overachieving last year has set the stage for such massive disappointment this year, bro.
And I'm gonna just leave it on this note. Matter of fact, let me get you in real quick, Jon Mac.
Yeah.
As a pseudo Dolphins fan, because you live down here, so you like you said earlier in the show, you develop an affinity for the team. What was your expectations going into this season, and what do you feel about the team now? Starting with the expectations.
Well, I'm always rooting for them. My expectations were that I would like to see them compete with the Bills because it's kind of a wide open, it's a little bit of a wide open division kind of situation over there right now. The Patriots are obviously on like a little bit of a downward trend right now. They're in the middle of, trying to rebuild a team, and Belichick's always going to be competitive. But I've been paying a lot of attention to Tampa Bay because that's sort of the local team around here. You got to remember I'm about an hour and change outside of Tampa. So that's pretty much like where we're going to get if you're looking at, just the national broadcast market. There's a lot of Tampa Bay flags around here, fire them cannons and all that shit. And, as cringe as like the fandom can kind of be sometimes, because it's always associated with like a shitty, like stock lifted F-150 with fucking camo shit all over it. And like a guy that doesn't know anything about football but likes to drink at football games, that's just kind of like a lot of the demographic that I've seen from him. But it's still like mostly good people that are just trying to watch a football game. But that's just like the loudest one. But I think a lot of it has to do with Tom Brady having kind of a shit game. The previous Sunday night against the Patriots, he didn't really have that good of a game. It was wet, and he couldn't really make anything happen on offense. I don't even think he had a passing touchdown. When Tom Brady has a bad week, the week following, someone's getting fucked up, and it just kind of depends on who's next on the schedule, man.
It happened to be the fucking Dolphins, bro.
It could have been her. It could have been anybody, Rod. You know what I mean? It could have been anyone, bro. It just happened to be y'all this week.
Oh my God, man. Let me go ahead and close it out on this before we go on to Bad Dope and You're the Worst. Rod, I think it's gonna get worse, bro, because this is like real talk. I think it's gonna get worse because we talked about it on the previous pod. At some point, you can only fill up a cup so much before it starts to overflow, right? And you could only expect these guys to play their hearts out on defense so much before they just like, okay, whatever, bro, you got it, bro. Like, I've never seen Xavier Howard get beat that bad multiple times in the same game. Like, you might get him once or twice in the game. He's not giving up 60-yard passes back to back, damn near, bro. Like, bro, think about
it. Dude, it was egregious, man.
Egregious. He's at a point where he's gonna play hard until he's beat. Once he's beat, what's the point of playing hard? And I'm starting to see the trickle down. We talked about the trickle down, bro, and it's crazy because it's literally happening a week later, and I think it's gonna get worse. But go ahead.
Look, man, I don't know if there's a light at the end of this tunnel, man. It's funny, man. A season that has so much hope. So much expectations, man, going into the season. And now my conclusion is that this season is going to really just become solely about evaluating Tua. And I don't even know. And you know, I don't want to say this because I went through this shit with Tannehill for 7 years. I'm not waiting 7 years, you know, to see like if a nigga's ever going to be. And it's ironic he became a top 10 quarterback when he leaves, but whatever. That's a story for another day. But, you know, this season is just gonna become about is Tua the guy, and I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. If this nigga gets hurt again, I'm done with him, bro. Because it's just like if he gets hurt again, that means we get more Jacoby Brissett, and if we don't get Jacoby Brissett, we gotta get Reed Sinnett, who I just know people. It's so funny, dog. I don't know if your fans do this, Jon Mac, but Dolphins fans like to torture themselves. Like it doesn't matter, you know, our quarterback situation has always been so bad. That there's always those dumb fans who think, oh, let's start the backup, man. And then when the backup plays, they realize how awful it is. Like there were so many years where Dolphins fans were clamoring, start Matt Moore with Tannehill, start Matt Moore. Oh, yeah, let's start Matt Moore against the Ravens, 40-0. Yeah,
bro,
yeah, yeah.
I could definitely understand that, especially like right before we got Fat Matt and developed him into what he is today. And, you know, I will take some credit for that. But, dude, like when it was like Joey Harrington, bro, and then people were clamoring for his head every game. And, I mean, the man was consistently putting up like 3 or 4 picks a game, which is always just hard to watch. But, you know, he'd get hurt, and then we'd have – I can't even remember the names of some of these dudes, man.
How can you forget good old John Kitna, man? Come on, dog.
Oh, my God, bro. I haven't heard that name in so long.
Man. How you going to forget Johnny K, man?
I remember we were playing against the Clay Matthews Packers defense when the Packers defense was fucking terrifying, and those guys were mean, and fucking Joey Harrington got hurt. John Kitna looked like he was about to cry on the side of the field when he seen Joey Harrington out. He was just like, these motherfuckers are going to kill me, bro. And I kind of felt for him for a minute. But, yeah, that was just another classic. Like, he'll always be a backup quarterback to me. And we've just had so many backup quarterbacks in the slot as our guy that when we finally got Matt Stafford, it was just this, like the heavens opened up, man. The guy was a blessing.
Me, I'm in the complete opposite, right? Like the reason why I haven't really talked about my Cowboys, bro, because I don't want to feel like I'm gloating, bro. Like I'm just gonna fall back. Cowboys had another good week, bro, and like, because it's just like I'm hearing my two good friends, two guys I love and adore, and it just pains me to see this pain that you guys got to go through every single week. There's not a break. You're not catching a break. Like Rod, for all the shit that the Lions got or getting and how people view the Lions, you only have one more win than them, bro. You could easily be 0-5 too, bro. That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy.
Easily be 0-5. Honestly, if it wasn't for Xavier Howard's like last show of his star power ability, his star player ability, bro, like he saved us that game, and then I think that was it for him. And bro, for a nigga that cried all offseason, like nigga, show up, nigga. And Byron Jones, bro, like, bro, Javon Holland, like, bro, it doesn't matter who we had back there, bro. I felt like I should have suited up.
Oh yeah, right, yeah, fuck it. If they were going, bro, they were gonna get 2 touchdowns anyway, bro. You might as well suit up, dog. They were gonna get it regardless, bro. You got safety help, bro. You got safety help, dog. Shit, fuck it.
No, we need Rod in Detroit, man. We got Frank Ragnow out. he's like the only good player we have. He's our center. Roddy, you just got to stand there, bro. You'll do better than the guy that we got. Just be in the way, bro. You'd be doing better than the
All right, so speaking of some other bad stuff, Ran, my nose is starting to pick up on something, dog. Rod, do you have any bad dope on you, bro? Because I need some of that, man.
Oh, my brother, man. I have the best of the best, my friend. I got some honorable mentions before I go into the bad dope this week. And for the first time, for the first time this season, the bad dope isn't a team. I'll get to it, man. So for my honorable mentions for bad dope of the week, let's start it off, man. Let's start it off with another bad dope mention that's not a team. Let's do the two Falcons players who ran into each other on special teams. That's just bad dope, man. How the fuck do you do that?
That shit was so funny, bro. Like, I'm watching the game. It's in London, I guess, because they're in Tottenham Stadium or whatever. I think they're Wembley Stadium. I guess the lights must be different. The gunner ran directly into the punt returner, but like he wanted to tackle him, bro. It's like I could see if his head was up. He was looking for the football too. This man ran straight into his own man, bro. I was like, what the fuck is this, bro? Like, it was ridiculous.
And because of that, they righteously earned a spot for having bad dope. Another honorable mention, I already touched on them, so I don't need the Dolphins defense, man. That dope was, man, I already read the stats, man. Allowing almost 600 yards, 33 first downs. Tom Brady had 5 TDs. They had rushing touchdown. I mean, goddamn, you know the whole spiel. They were an honorable mention. My next honorable mention, I gotta go with San Fran, man, just solely because they had 10 points, man. Like, come on, you're an NFL team. Like, when you score 10 points, man, you're always gonna be on this list, man. And my final honorable mention before I get to the baddest dope of the week, gotta go with the Raiders. And I'm not even talking about John Gruden now. I'm talking about the team. These niggas, man, they couldn't really do anything against fucking Chicago, bro. Allowed their quarterback to get sacked 3 times. They only had 259 total yards, and here's what's crazy. They had more total yards than the team that beat them. Wow. They had 10 penalties, 5 of 14 on third down, 1 for 3 on fourth down. Derek Carr didn't look too great. They only put up 9 points, bro. That's about as bad as dope you can get. But the team that deservedly has the stankest, most just disgusting, repulsive dope, my mistake, it's 2 teams. As a matter of fact, it's 2 players. Let's give a round of applause, man, for Mason Crosby and McPherson, man, from the Bengals, man. These 2 kickers combined for 5 missed kicks in the final 17 minutes of the game. This was one of the worst clutch kicking performances we have ever seen in football. I mean, God, to have 1 missed kick at the end of the game, 4 missed kicks in overtime. I mean, my God, man. I got to give it the worst, baddest dope of the week. Definitely goes to the kickers in the Green Bay Cincy game.
The funniest part about that is the last kick that I think it's McPherson or something right there. He thought he made it, so he started to celebrate, dog. And his holder was celebrating with him, bro. And everybody was like, "No, you missed it, bro." He looked so shocked, bro.
That shit doinked
bro,
upright, bro.
No, it didn't even doink. It went right past it. So, because put like this. If you've ever been to a football game, you see a kick, depending on where you are, you can't really tell. It's crazy. Like, the game broadcast makes a made or missed kick look way more automatic, obviously, because you're going to get stimuli. Bro, remember we were at that Dolphins game when y'all played the Titans and we went and y'all kicked the field goal? I had no idea if y'all made it or not, bro, because the way we were at. So for his point of view, it went past the flag on the side of it. So he thought he made it. But my thing is this, you are a professional kicker, nigga. You should know if you make it or not. You have the best seat in the house, bro. Like, you're watching it, bro. So he's going crazy. He's dapping people up. He's doing high fives and shit, bro. Is there some
that shit for y'all, man?
Look, and then the reality that he didn't make the kick, bro. I would pay to see his face again, bro. Comedy. comedy, top flight comedy, bro.
Man.
But when there's bad dope, man, there's also bad quarterbacks, bro. So let me go ahead and close out the show with this week's iteration of You're the Worst. I'm gonna go ahead and blow right through it, man, so we can go ahead and get into the next portion of the show. But there's always 5 quarterbacks who are dueling. Prove to me and to y'all and to the masses how bad quarterback play can really get, man. Sometimes we got some newcomers. Sometimes we got some old guys. But this week is special because we got a mix of both. I got people that I never expected to see on here, and I got people that I'm so happy that they made their return because they finally came home. And You're the Worst is not You're the Worst unless there's certain people like that on this list. So let's get into it, baby. One of the few newcomers, a guy who's rarely on here, but You're the Worst doesn't discriminate. Coming in number 5, our boy Patrick, my homeboy, man. Tough game against the Bills. Didn't look good. Was sloppy, inaccurate.
No fire.
No
Just
fire.
Didn't seem fired up like he usually is.
And trust me, man. I listen. You all the excuses in the world, but the problem is, bro, he didn't complete 50% of his passes. He only averaged 5 yards per attempt. He did throw 2 touchdowns, but he followed that up with 2 picks and a fumble, bro. So that's going to get you on this list every single time. Coming in at number 4, the reason why the 49ers scored only 10 points is because of the quarterback, and he is making his debut. Trey Lance, come on down to You're the Worst, baby. Where do I start? The fact that he only completed 15 passes in 4 quarters of football, the fact that he did throw a pick, the fact that he got sacked twice, or the fact that he finished the game with a 33.7 QBR, man. Coming in at number 3, Derek Carr, 9 points. You want to know how you get 9 points, man? You want to know how you get 9 points, man?
How you get 9 points?
When you get sacked 3 times for 20 yards. When you don't throw a touchdown. When you only have 200 yards passing. Where you throw a pass to a guy wide open and you miss about 15 yards, bro, because you got motherfucking bubble guts coming up your ass, dog, because you see Khalil Mack coming at you, dog. Yeah, that's going to get you on this list, bro. Coming in at number 2, this guy, he's going to break the record, bro. This is his 4th appearance in 5 weeks, man. Oh, my God, were we wrong about this kid, bro. Zach fucking Wilson, dog. Jesus Christ, man. This guy's a fucking walking disaster out there on that football field, man. Put it like this. I don't care if he threw for 1,000 yards. The fact that he made this an automatic nominee for this week is he threw a screen pass. Instead of throwing it to his running back, he threw it in the back of the head of his own fucking lineman, dog. I can't fix it. What the fuck are we doing with this guy, Rod? Please, bro. Please. That's the new butt fumble in Jets lore, bro. He threw a screen pass to his fucking lineman's fat ass neck, bro. You can't make this shit up, dog. But
I do not know your boy's number, bro.
Oh my God, bro. Oh my God. Oh my God. But normally a player or a quarterback who played that bad would be number 1 in most weeks. But this ain't that week. This is this week. And there's nobody else. And I'm so happy that he's back. Welcome back, Sam Darnold, man. It was a pleasure.
Welcome home, buddy. Welcome
the
home.
Originator. The winner of the most You're the Worst Quarterback of the Week awards last year. He's coming back. This is 2 weeks in a row that he's back, and he's coming for his crown, bro. He comeback player of the year? Nah, he don't want that. He wants You're the Worst Quarterback of the Year. Come on home, baby. Rod, do you know why he's the number 1 on this week, man? Is it the 3 picks? The 3 sacks? Completing less than 200 yards in a game? What about the 4.8 average, dog? This is a classic New York Jets performance, bro. And it was so beautiful to see him come back to us, man. I'm so happy. I'm hyped. My guy is back. Sam Darnold.
Glad to have you back, Sam.
I'm so
Glad
happy, bro. So, Sam Darnold, it is with an honor that I say this, bro. Sam, you are the worst quarterback of the week, man. I'm so happy. I love this guy. I'm so happy, bro. I'm so happy that he's back. It's amazing. Look at this. 177 yards passing on 40 attempts. What a fucking hack. What a hack. What a hack. All right, man. So we're going to take a little quick break and we'll get right back to it. All right, welcome back, man. We are back. This is a football pod, but we're going to have a little brief discussion, non-football related, man. So just do a little catching up with our good friend, Jon Mac, like we said, bro. So Jon Mac, man, life advice. Teach me your ways, bro. I got a baby on the way, man. Talk to me, bro. Give me some advice, man.
Well,
what do I do?
Bro, first of all, man, congratulations.
Thank you, man.
You know, I can't say that enough. I'm excited for both of y'all, and it's the best show on earth, bro. Buckle up. One thing that I always like to, you know, I will impart a little advice here and there, but I don't like to, you know, overtalk people or, you know, try and be a blowhard, especially about something like parenting, because that's so unique to each different family unit. You know what I mean? But one thing I'll say is that just it's not that bad. You know what I mean? Like because there's moments where it's gonna feel like you're about to pull your hair out and jump through a wall, but you know it's never gonna be that bad. Like it always gets better. You know, there's always another day. You know, kids will drive you fucking crazy, man, up and down the wall. But you just gotta remember to stay patient. Know that shit buffs out.
Right? It's crazy because, like, you know, I've gone through all the emotions at this point now. So I've gone through wow, I'm having a kid, and then it hit me. Now I'm at the point where I'm like, all right, this girl needs to come out. Like, she just needs to hurry the fuck up and get out, bro. Like, cause it's starting to get old, bro. Like, it's really, and I'm not even the pregnant one, so I can only imagine my significant other, bro. So I'm ready for her to come out, dog. And your first year, how was it for you?
You know, the first year is, bro. Those are the golden years. I'll say this. Like, capture every moment you can, bro, because that's the photo reel. You know what I mean? That's when they're nothing but cute. They're not fucking your shit up. They're not talking back, bro. They're not tearing through your fridge. You know what I mean? They're not shitting their pants maliciously yet. We'll get into that a little bit, but yeah, that's like the best. You know, it's scary because they're so small and they're so fragile, bro. Like, you know, like that first like 6 months until they could start becoming mobile, they get a little more, you know, a little harder and a little more, you know, adventurous. And then by one, you know, they're you know, they're starting to get into your shit, but they're cute while they're doing it.
Speaking of that, you're 100% right, because my sister is going through that right now. So my nephew is just over one. He turned one in August, right? So he skipped terrible twos. He went straight to terrible ones. So he's a nuisance. He's an absolute nuisance. Yeah. And it's the funniest thing because, like, one of my favorite parts about the dynamic of their relationship is I don't know if he does now, but from my understanding, he refuses to call her mom. Like, he literally calls her by her on a first name basis. It's the funniest shit. It's so hilarious. It's so hilarious, bro. It's like the disregard for the authority, bro. It's magical. It's magically hilarious.
They're terrorists, man. They do not give a fuck. Once they know how to get a rise out of people, it's a habit. Like, I see my kid doing stupid shit all the time. And, you know, he's smart, man. He's smart as a whip. A kid does things that blow me away all the time.
Blow you away. Like, I know. And because he's like, my nephew, he's figured out how to open gates and stuff like that. So you can't keep him out. Like, he's going to do whatever. Yeah. He's going to MacGyver this shit, bro. And it's like, why? Like, it really makes you appreciate the level of intelligence that we all have. And we don't really understand, like, how advanced we are. It doesn't matter what age you are. It's crazy. It's really crazy. Like, you really see that as a parent. And I know that's going to be one of the things that I'm going to be I'm going to try to pay attention to, because I'm just like, she's going to be talking back and telling me, no, I don't want that. In like 2 days, bro. Like, it's going to go by so fast. I already know, bro.
It's insane how fast it goes from, like, this gentle curiosity and, like, complete trust. All right, I saw that you went to the bathroom for 3 minutes. I'm going to pull a loaf of bread out of the pantry and force feed it to the cat. Like, it goes from that so quickly. And, you know, God bless my son, bro, but I'll catch him in a situation and I'm, you know, like, he'll have, like, he's just destroying something. I got in one time and he was just going through the cat litter box. You know what I mean? Because why not?
Why not?
And,
why not?
I was like, and that's exactly what I said. I was like, Jack, why? And he looked at me and, like, I kind of saw it hit him because I don't even think he knows why he's doing the shit, man. It's bro, he's just like, Dad. I don't fucking know, man.
I don't know, man. I'm like a dog tasting the bone, man. I'm like,
yeah, you just, I don't know. I see some shit. I gauge whether or not it'll get a rise out of you, and then I do it most of the time.
Apart from fatherhood, bro, like it's still a question related to fatherhood, but it's more about you. So, apart from fatherhood, now that you are at this age, where do you feel like you've come from, and how have you had time to like really just ponder and just realize or reflect on how much we've all grown? Like everybody, you, me, everybody, just like it's crazy to see the natural progression of time and how it's affected everybody around you and yourself personally.
No, I find myself thinking about that a lot, to be honest with you. Especially in my line of work. For those that don't know, I've been a bartender for a better part of a decade. Here, I've been behind the pine, and it's constant interaction with people. And in my younger years, I was a little more intense, probably, maybe not even intense, but just more reactionary. Is probably a better.
Definitely reactionary.
A better assessment.
To the people who's listening, I know that firsthand. That is a perfect word. But go on.
But I feel like I have learned a lot, and I learned you learn different mechanisms to get through life in a more comfortable manner. You know what I mean? That's the best way to put it. And I wish nothing for the best for all of my buddies, but there's definitely there's a relationship between how things are going for you and how much of the good old days you're willing to sacrifice, man. Because if you you can't do both. Especially once the family and stuff like that comes around, it's hard to go out drinking with the boys and tearing it up. And it's okay to do every once in a while, but I think a big part of it is just remembering that like you can't, you ain't fucking Kanye, bro. You can't fucking you can't go out and act like an ass all the time and still be in a good place when you get home, man. Not anymore. We're not kids anymore. There's more to lose.
I think that's the one thing I had to learn or maneuver really quickly, or just understand and grab. Not the sacrifice, because I don't want that to connote that we feel like we're giving something up. It's just the balance, right? What do you figure is more important? What's worth it? And it's crazy because this is the things that everybody used to try to tell us, and you don't know until you actually live it, and it just. You got to feel it. You got to see it firsthand. You got to go through it. You got to be in those shoes. And I just always come back to that's the most interesting part about life is that you can hear somebody tell you this verbatim, tell you exactly. An older guy or older woman, whichever, right, could tell you exactly how something's going to go. And you don't believe it. And it's the crazy part. And then it happens 1, 2, 3 in that order. And it's just like, wow, okay. All right, bet.
Yeah, they all tried to give us a playbook, man, and we gave them the fucking finger. You know what I mean? And that's part of growing up, I guess. I'm doing it right now with my kid. You know what I mean? I'll see him getting into something, and every once in a while, man, all I do is I'll just say, "Hey, you shouldn't do it," and he'll act like he's not going to for a minute, and then he'll do it, and he'll get fucked up. And that's just, I know he's a smart kid, but he's going to have a hard head, just like his mom.
I love the drive-by.
And, I'll just got to be there for him, man. Just like my dad was, and that's all there is to it, bro. I can't wait. He's going to go on to do things. That's for sure.
Sure. Rod, I see you trying to get in, bro. What's up, bro?
Nah, man. It's just, man, I'm listening to you guys talk, bro, and it's just putting all this in perspective, dude. Like, it just wasn't that long ago. We were all like 19, 20, fucking partying in Fort Lauderdale at the house parties.
Invincible.
And just to see that, right? But it's just to see the progression of everybody, man. That shit is fucking beautiful. Like, I'm listening to Jon Mac, and he's a full-fledged fucking dad, man. Like, I feel like I'm watching King of the Hill right now, man. Like, these two niggas, you two niggas are gonna be on the face talking about, yep, with fucking beers in your hands, man. Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna be right there with you. I'm gonna be Uncle Rod, But it's And the funny thing about life is the younger guys that, like my younger cousins and my little brother, and then like a couple of my younger coworkers. It's always funny because it's like they'll come to me for advice, and it's funny that I'm giving them the same advice niggas was giving me that I didn't take. But it's just like, because I know where the road leads to, it's just like I emphasize it, like, come on, young nigga, listen. You know what I mean? And it's just so funny to be in that position. Like, we're OGs now, bro. Believe it or not, that's what we are, dog. And that's crazy to think about.
It is. I not so much of my new gig, but at the bar I used to work at, had a couple of people that would kind of come to me for advice, and I could tell it was just solely because I was a dad now. Because like before that, everyone was just kind of like, yeah, I'm not asking him for advice. What the fuck? This motherfucker's an animal. I mean, I don't want that advice. But now, I have calmed down a bit, and I find myself doing the same thing. And it's more about, just being there to support the people that you care about, no matter how fucking old it makes you feel.
All right, so let me get into the next, not next stage, but the next things I want to ask you though. So you've been bartending for better part of a decade, man. Talk to me about that, because I can never imagine myself doing that, bro. Like, I know somebody's getting hit with a Jack Daniels bottle, bro, because I want to make sure it hurts, bro. I want to make sure it hurts.
Yeah, it's at the end of the day, man, it's more about being on that side of the bar. Like there is, like kind of a it's like being on a stage, kind of. You know what I mean? It's kind of hard to explain, but at the end, you just they can't get what they want unless they're nice to you at the end. Of it.
That is
like, if you can act like as big of a fucking asshole as you want to, but I'm just gonna laugh at you and tell you that we don't have any Jack Daniels, and then pour it for somebody else right fucking in front of you. Like I too could play at that game. I've never been a fan of like more corporate places, but for the most part, people are cool. It depends on where you work. Like a nightclub and shit like that, you're gonna get an increased probability of assholes. But, small mom and pop places, little tiny dive bars, you know what I mean? Like you pick your poison, and it's about whether you want a like closer regular network, or if you like to take the gamble on a nightclub or something like that and make some money, but deal with some generally shit people.
Okay, so wildest thing that you've seen from behind the bar that you can remember?
Oh boy. Definitely Stetson University up here in the land, 2014. For sure watched a girl piss in a drink in the corner of our bar, and I luckily got security on her before she did what she was gonna do.
Oh, but she was gonna do she was gonna go for number 2. Wow, that's crazy. That is, bro, that's wild.
I fucking, because I saw it coming, man, and I just, like, we got her out. We still don't have a motive on it. It's the shit like that, like, that's what, I'm through with, people have, like, called me every name in the book, and people have, you ruined my night, you ruined my life, and all that shit, and, like, that shit doesn't fucking haunt me. It's the stuff that goes, like, the loose threads, bro. Like, why? What possessed this girl to do that? And what was step number 3?
At that point, you don't want to know, bro.
That's the shit that keeps me up at night. It's not the verbal abuse anymore. I've kind of turned the hill over on that. I'm a fucking old man back there now.
That is absolutely crazy, dog. Like, I was thinking you're gonna say, "Oh, this girl made out with this girl, and just girl took a guy's dick out," or something. I was not expecting that. I am traumatized, yeah, bro. That's next level.
Small college towns, man. There's that kind of shit is kind of passe, honestly. The first time I did see a girl whip a titty out, I was like, oh shit, this isn't just like on Girls Gone Wild videos and shit like that. Like, chicks actually just do that shit in the middle of the bar and nobody does anything. It was kind of sweet. And then after that, it was just kind of like, all right, man, like, put your fucking shirt back on and give me your debit card. I don't have time for this shit. It's fucking $155, bro. You need to get the fuck out of here.
Bro. So when did you just find out like that? Okay, so are you comfortable with the job, or is you're like, okay, I really enjoy what I do? Or is it a mix of both?
I'm comfortable for the moment. You know, I know I'm not going to be pretty forever. So
hey man, it happens to the best of us, man.
That's right, brother. You know, I'm kind of working on like contingency and backup plans when I finally do decide to hang the shoes up. But for now, you know, it offers like a good flexibility. The spot I'm at now is awesome. That's Cafe Da Vinci in DeLand. Just gonna throw that in there real quick. It's an excellent bar, and you know we'll see where it takes me in the next couple of years. But I figure I've got, you know, at least until Jack is gonna need me around a lot more. You know, coming into you know, middle school and elementary school and stuff like that. I'll probably stick with it for that, just because it's not a lot of places where you can make that kind of money per hour. And you know, I'm only working 3 days a week, so right now I'm like stay-at-home daddy, man. It's pretty sweet.
That's dope.
I love the
4 days off a week, man. I get to hang out with my kid all day long, and it's a good time. It's working out for us. My wife is bartending as well, but she's working more shifts than I am. So we all get to still spend our time together as a family. You know, we get about 1 or 2 days a week where we've all got the whole day off, and you know. But we're trying to save up for a house, so everyone's working real hard. And you know, that bartending provides the opportunity to do shit like that, you know, just at the cost of your sanity and body.
Listen, speaking of sanity and body, bro, like trust me, I don't know if you caught the main pod that we put out this morning actually, bro. But I tell a story of me going to do a ride along with FedEx delivery, and that happened this past Saturday, and I'm still in pain, bro. Like no. I'm protecting my chickens, man. Man. Like,
do that.
But it's crazy that you say that, because I'm just like, bro, no disrespect. This is the guy that would kick your fucking face in, bro. This guy's about to go buy a house, dog. Like, oh my God, bro. It's amazing. It's fucking amazing, bro. But with that, bro, Jon Mac, bro, appreciate you for coming on, bro. It was a pleasure. We got to do this again, man. Like, trust me, when I tell you, you're truly one of one of my friends. Like, it's crazy because it was highly unlikely. I just gravitated towards you the first time I met you. I was like, I like that guy, man. And it just blossomed into what this is now, bro. I truly love you, bro. Like, you've been good to me for years, dog. And it's a pleasure to have you on, man.
Absolutely. I consider y'all family, and I can't wait to do it again, guys.
Most definitely, bro. So, Rob, man, any last parting shots, my boy?
Like always, Herb, it's a pleasure to do the show with you, man, every week. And J Mac, man, whenever you want to be on, brother, we are brothers in arms, brothers in pain. We have a blood bond. Some painful franchises, so you're welcome anytime, my man. It was great to have you. Great to hear from you. Great to hear you're doing well. And hope to hear from you soon, man.
Oh, we definitely got to do the hockey episode, bro. That's really what we got to do.
I will take y'all to Hockey Town once football calms down a little bit or whatever y'all want to do it. But the season's starting up later on this week, actually. So there'll be some content, you know. Give it a couple of months, and we'll have a lot of stuff to talk about.
All right, for sure. Then we'll work on that behind the scenes, bro. For sure, dog.
Sounds good, man.
All right, man. I'll see y'all next week, bro. Appreciate y'all for tuning in as always, man. Deuces.
Cheers.